Hi guys, Sportsia News Briefs. Cricket, England win Multan Test by 26 runs, seal series 2-0. Soccer-Modric and Croatia stand between Messi and World Cup final. Newcastle insist on signing Chelsea's Pulisic. Barca to approach Ounahi, Morocco's 8, who amazed Luis Enrique. Manchester United to extend De Gea, Dalot, Rashford, Fred and Shaw's contracts for a year. Arsenal leading the race for Joao Felix. NBA loses it over rising Aussie's latest feat as Zion's MVP statement stuns. Now the news in detail. Cricket, England win Multan Test by 26 runs, seal series 2-0. England beat Pakistan by 26 runs in the second test in Multan on Monday to take an unassailable 2-0 lead in the three-match series. Chasing 355 for victory, Pakistan were all out for 328 in the second session on day 4 of the contest. Saad Shakil top-scored for Pakistan with a valiant 94, while Imam ul-Haq made 60. Mark Wood was pick of the England bowlers, claiming 4-65 as England registered their first series win in Pakistan since 2001. England will conclude their first test tour of Pakistan since 2005 with the third and final match beginning in Karachi on Saturday. Soccer-Modric and Croatia stand between Messi and WC final. Lionel Messi and Argentina's World Cup dream remains alive, but an indefatigable Croatia side inspired by the enduring brilliance of Luka Modric stands in their way in Tuesday's semi-final in Doha. Argentina have recovered from the shock of losing their opening game in Qatar to Saudi Arabia and made the last four with an exhausting win on penalties against the Netherlands at the end of a fractious quarter-final on Friday. Having been 2-0 up and cruising after 83 minutes, with Messi setting up one goal in sublime fashion and netting a penalty, they conceded twice late on and had to survive extra time before triumphing 4-3 in a shootout. Backed by an enormous contingent of travelling supporters who have brought the passion, noise and colour of Argentina's own stadiums to this World Cup, Messi and his teammates are starting to believe this really could be their year. "We have balls, passion, heart, and we are doing this for 45 million people," said goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez, and Argentina's optimism now has only increased after seeing great rivals Brazil go out in the last round. Now aged 35, this has been billed as Messi's last chance to win a World Cup, 8 years on from Argentina's defeat in the final to Germany in Rio de Janeiro. He is determined to seize the chance and has already scored his first 2 goals in the knockout rounds of any World Cup, netting against Australia in the last 16 before his penalty against the Dutch. World Cup glory would complete a wonderful career for the 7-time Ballon d'Or winner, who is possibly the greatest club player ever. After years of being unfulfilled at international level, he inspired Argentina to victory at last year's Copa America, but he knows there are no more dogged or durable opponents than Croatia. After all, any sense of relief at avoiding having to play Brazil in the last 4 will be tempered by the prospect of facing a Croatian side who knocked out the favourites on penalties and never know when they are beaten. "They are a great team who matched up to Brazil and at times were much better," admitted Messi. "They have good players across the whole midfield and they have been working with the same coach since the last World Cup, so they all know each other very well." Newcastle insist on signing Chelsea's Pulisic. Chelsea signed Christian Pulisic from Borussia Dortmund for €64 million. The American attacker landed at Stamford Bridge with the star billing, but the reality is that he has never stood out as he would have liked and was relegated to the bench. He finished his first season scoring 11 goals and providing 7 assists in 34 appearances, but the following season was marked by the arrival of the club's new signings. After 4 years in London, the American player is not enjoying the prominence he is looking for. It is true that the arrival of Graham Potter has made him play more of a starting role, but his thoughts are on leaving Stamford Bridge. According to the Daily Mirror, Newcastle are reportedly after the player and are insisting on signing him as they have done in previous transfer windows. The Magpies could sign him next January in order to strengthen their attack, as the winger is looking to get back to his best level he has already shown in Germany. Barca to approach Ounahi, Morocco's 8, who amazed Luis Enrique. The World Cup in Qatar, like previous editions, is acting as a showcase for talent. In Morocco, several players are coming to the fore who are not well known in the top flight, but who are making it clear that they can perform against the big teams. One of them is Azzedine Ounahi, who plays for Angers and has attracted the attention of Barcelona. According to Mundo Deportivo, there will be an approach in January. This midfielder is the one who amazed Luis Enrique after the defeat of the Spanish national team in the round of 16 of the World Cup in Qatar. The coach did not remember his name, but he did remember that he was one of the great threats for the Lions of Atlas. In the quarter-finals, against Portugal, he was once again a key player in the disappointment of the Portuguese, who were out of the tournament, like La Roja. Manchester United to extend De Gea, Dalot, Rashford, Fred and Shaw's contracts for a year. Manchester United are already working ahead of next season. The Mancunian side know that they have to secure those players who are out of contract and who they want to stay on. Manchester Evening News mentioned up to 5 players who finish their contracts in June 2023 and who will remain at Old Trafford for another year. They are David De Gea, Diogo Dalot, Marcus Rashford, Fred and Luke Shaw. All of them will remain at Manchester United until at least 2024. It was Erik ten Hag who gave the go-ahead for the continuity of the 5 players, in order to strengthen the project that the Dutchman has started this season. Arsenal leading the race for Joao Felix. The World Cup is over for Portugal and now it is time to find out what will happen with Joao Felix's future. The player wants to leave Atletico Madrid and the final countdown to his departure has been reached. Now, it is Arsenal who are leading the race for the Portuguese's signing. NBA loses it over rising Aussie's latest feat as Zion's MVP statement stuns. The New Orleans Pelicans have taken down the Phoenix Suns a second consecutive time at home on Monday, all times AEDT, winning 129-124 in overtime in a statement from the Willie Green's side. It came behind another monster performance from Zion Williamson, who finished with an equal season-high 35 points plus 8 rebounds after dominating the clash between the two teams on Saturday to enter MVP conversations, and CJ McCollum co-starred with 29 points and 7 assists. Dyson Daniels meanwhile had his own strong performance in another start, racking up 11 points and 8 assists with no turnovers in a career-high 36 minutes, impressing yet again at both ends of the floor. For more sports updates please keep watching our YouTube channel Sportsia or visit our Twitter handle.